All right, so you're prepping for that communication manager interview.
Exciting stuff.
It is exciting.
Yeah.
We're going to take a deep dive today into RoleCatcher's resources to help you really stand out.
Yeah.
We're going to tackle some common interview questions and, of course, sprinkle in some of those amazing career insights that RoleCatcher always has.
Mm-hmm.
And we're even going to touch on how RoleCatcher's AI can help.
Like having a personalized prep team in your pocket.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Before we jump into those questions,
Mm.
let's set the stage.
Sure.
What does a communication manager actually do?
So communication managers are really the architects of an organization's message.
Okay.
They develop strategies, manage projects, and ensure consistent messaging, both internally and externally.
So it's all about clarity and authenticity in every communication.
Absolutely.
Okay, so interviewers are going to be looking for someone who understands that communication is really the backbone of a successful organization.
Yeah.
They want someone who can build trust with employees, connect with customers, and ultimately drive the organization's mission forward.
It's all about that big picture.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's tackle the first question.
Okay.
What inspired you to pursue a career in communication management?
This is your chance to shine.
Classic opener.
It is, but avoid generic responses.
Okay.
Think about a specific anecdote that really sparked your interest.
Mhm.
Maybe you were captivated by a powerful speech or witnessed firsthand how a well-executed campaign could really move people.
Make it personal.
Yeah,
Make it memorable.
absolutely.
So RoleCatcher's Career Guide highlights a trend towards specialization in digital marketing and social media.
Right.
What does that mean for someone prepping for this interview?
It means you need to showcase your experience in those areas.
Okay.
If you've managed social media campaigns, quantify your results.
Mm-hmm.
Did you boost engagement? Did you increase website traffic?
Right.
You got to highlight those achievements.
Okay, so show them you're not just following trends, you're ahead of the curve.
Exactly.
Okay, great point.
Mm-hmm.
Let's move on to question number 2. How do you approach developing a communication strategy for an organization?
So this is where your strategic thinking really comes into play.
Okay.
A structured approach is key. Think of it like building a house. You need a blueprint.
Right.
First, analyze your audience. Who are you trying to reach? What are their needs?
Okay.
Then you craft your message that resonates with them.
Mm-hmm.
Finally, you choose the right channels to deliver that message.
So you have a roadmap.
Exactly.
Now, this is where I think RoleCatcher's AI can be super helpful.
It can be a game changer.
Right, because it analyzes the job description and then suggests talking points specifically for that
You're
company.
tailored to their needs.
So it's like a customized strategy session before you even walk into the interview.
Exactly.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's powerful stuff.
Okay, let's move on to question number 3. How do you measure the effectiveness of a communication campaign? Now, this is where you prove that you're not just about creativity.
Right.
It's about results.
It's about results.
So we're not just talking likes and shares.
Yeah, no.
We're talking about return on investment.
Exactly.
Did your campaign increase brand awareness, drive sales, improve employee engagement,
You got it.
focus on metrics tied to business goals?
That's the key.
So, for example, if you led a social media campaign that resulted in a 15% increase in website traffic,
Perfect example.
that's quantifiable.
Quantifiable and impactful.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Question number 4 gets a little bit more personal.
Okay.
Can you give an example of a challenging communication situation you faced and how you handled it?
This is where you tell your story.
Classic behavioral question.
It is.
Everyone loves a good story.
They do.
So any tips on how to choose the right story?
Choose a situation where you successfully navigated a complex issue.
Okay.
Highlight your problem-solving skills and emotional intelligence. Okay.
How did you stay calm under pressure?
Mm-hmm.
How did you communicate effectively to resolve the situation?
And RoleCatcher's Guide mentions that communication managers often face high-pressure situations.
Right.
And they need to stay up to date on trends.
Absolutely.
So how can we weave that into the answer?
Acknowledge those demands and demonstrate you're prepared.
Okay.
If you took a course on crisis communication or you follow industry thought leaders,
Right.
mention it.
Okay, so it shows that you're proactive and committed to continuous learning.
You're ahead of the game.
So you're adaptable and you can stay ahead of the curve.
Exactly.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
Now, before we move on to the next set of questions, can we touch upon how RoleCatcher's AI can help craft these answers?
Oh, absolutely.
Because it's amazing.
It's like a virtual coach.
Right.
It analyzes your responses and provides feedback.
So it helps you refine your message,
Mm-hmm.
make sure it resonates with the company and the specific role.
Tailored approach. So it's not just about having the right information.
Right.
It's about presenting it in a way that's clear, concise, and impactful.
You got it.
Wow.
It's about using every tool you have to put your best foot forward.
All right, let's dive into the next set of questions in part 2 of our deep dive.
Sounds good. Ready for round 2?
Let's do it.
All right.
Okay.
Question number 5. How do you stay up to date with the latest communication trends and techniques?
Okay, so this is all about showing them that you are a lifelong learner.
Absolutely.
How do we best showcase that?
Give concrete examples. Go beyond just saying you're eager to learn.
Okay.
Mention industry publications. You read podcasts. You listen to professional organizations you're a part of.
Okay.
Maybe you recently took a course on digital marketing or attended a conference on crisis communication.
So it's really about showing your proactive approach to professional development.
You got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
On to question 6. How do you ensure that communication is consistent across an organization?
Consistency is key when building a strong brand identity. Okay.
You really want to highlight your understanding of brand voice and messaging guidelines.
Okay.
Have you developed style guides or implemented communication protocols in your previous roles?
Okay.
Share those experiences.
So it's all about that unified message.
A cohesive message across all channels.
Okay.
Yeah.
Speaking of different channels, question 7 is, how do you develop messaging that resonates with different target audiences?
So this is where empathy and understanding your audience comes in.
Okay.
Share examples of how you've tailored communication for different demographics, cultures, or interest groups.
So for example, if you're communicating about a new product launch,
Right.
you would use different language and visuals when you're talking to a younger audience on social media
Exactly.
versus a more mature audience through email.
Perfect example.
Okay, so it's about showcasing your adaptability
Absolutely.
and how you can craft those messages for different people.
Tailored to their needs and preferences.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Okay, question 8. How do you manage stakeholder relationships to ensure effective communication?
All right, so this one dives into your interpersonal skills and your ability to build strong relationships.
Yeah.
Highlight your ability to listen, actively communicate transparently, and build consensus among different stakeholders.
Now, RoleCatcher's Career Guide really emphasizes the importance of emotional intelligence for communication managers.
It's crucial.
So how can we kind of integrate that into the answer?
You can mention past experiences where you had to navigate sensitive situations
Okay.
or resolve conflicts through effective communication.
Okay.
Maybe you had to mediate between departments with competing priorities or address concerns from a client.
So showing them that you can handle these interpersonal dynamics.
With diplomacy and tact.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's about being a relationship builder.
I
You
mean,
can foster trust and collaboration.
and finally, question number 9. How do you manage crisis communication situations? This one always feels so high stakes.
It is, and it requires a calm and strategic approach.
Okay.
Have you ever had to develop or implement a crisis communication plan?
Okay.
Share those experiences, highlight your ability to assess risks, gather information, and communicate clearly under pressure.
And how can RoleCatcher's AI help with this one?
So the AI can analyze your answer and suggest ways to strengthen it.
Okay.
For example, it might suggest including specific steps, like establishing a clear chain of command,
Right.
or setting up a system for monitoring social media for negative sentiment.
So it's not just about having that general understanding,
Right.
but having that practical approach.
Exactly.
Okay, so interviewers really want to see that you can think on your feet and handle those situations effectively.
It's not about having all the answers,
Right.
but about thinking strategically, adapting to change, and communicating clearly,
Even under pressure.
even under pressure.
Yeah.
It's key.
Okay, those are some really great insights.
Mm-hmm.
Before we wrap up this section, I want to circle back to something we talked about earlier.
Okay.
RoleCatcher's Career Guide mentions that truthfulness and coherence are so important for communication managers.
It's the foundation.
Why and how can we weave that into our interview answers?
It all comes down to building trust and credibility.
Okay.
In this day and age where information spreads so quickly,
Right.
it's crucial for organizations to communicate authentically and with transparency.
So how do we showcase that?
When you're discussing your experiences,
Uh-huh.
emphasize instances where you had to uphold ethical standards,
Okay.
even when it was tough. Maybe you had to push back against a stakeholder who wanted to embellish the truth,
Okay.
or you had to correct misinformation that was circulating.
So we're showing them We prioritize ethical communication.
Absolutely.
And we're not afraid to stand up for what's right.
Even when it's challenging.
Yeah.
Yeah, it shows you understand the importance of integrity.
Powerful message.
Yeah.
Okay, ready for that final part of our deep dive?
Let's do it.
Okay, so we're back to the final part of our deep dive.
Time to polish everything up.
Get ready for that interview.
Exactly.
We've talked a lot about RoleCatcher's AI and how it can help you tailor those answers. But can it help with practicing your delivery?
Absolutely.
Really?
Yeah, you can actually record yourself answering those tough interview questions.
Okay.
And then RoleCatcher's AI will analyze your video and give you feedback on everything.
Everything.
Body language, tone of voice.
So it's like having a personal coach.
It really is.
But AI.
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
It can pick up on subtle things that you might not even notice, like fidgeting or using too many filler words.
Oh, that's great.
And then it gives you personalized suggestions, like maybe you need to project your voice more,
Okay.
make more eye contact, or vary your pacing.
So it's not just what you say.
Right.
It's how you say it.
You got it.
Now, besides nailing those answers, what about researching the company itself?
Research is key.
Okay.
It's all about understanding their culture, their values, and what they've been up to. You know, go beyond just their website. Check out their social media, read some press releases.
Right, get a feel for their public image.
Exactly.
And this is where I think RoleCatcher's employer database can be a huge help.
Oh, it's a goldmine.
It is.
Information on over 9 million companies.
Yeah, it's amazing.
You can find their mission statement, key executives.
Wow.
Recent projects. The list goes on.
It's like having that insider knowledge
It is.
before you walk in.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of questions, any tips on what to ask at the end of the interview?
Asking thoughtful questions is so important.
It
It
is.
shows curiosity and initiative.
Okay.
Ask about their challenges, their goals,
Okay.
how you can contribute to their success.
So you're not just looking for a job, you're looking to make a difference.
Exactly.
Okay, well, we've covered so much today.
We have.
Getting ready for that communication manager interview.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts?
Just remember to believe in yourself.
Yes.
You've got the skills, the experience, and now the confidence.
Thanks to RoleCatcher.
Thanks to RoleCatcher and this deep dive.
Yes. You've put in the work. You've honed your answers.
Yeah.
You're ready.
Go get them.
Go get them. You got this thing?
Yeah.